Hello, say hi to a happy day and enjoy listening while I read to you a story. Rumpelstiltskin. Once upon a time there lived a poor miller who had a beautiful daughter. Now it happened that the king often hunted in the woods near the miller's village. The foolish miller, trying to make himself appear more important, told the king that his daughter could spin straw into gold. "Now that's a talent worth having," said the king, who was very fond of money. "Bring her to my palace tomorrow, and I'll put her to the test." The next day, the miller's daughter was brought before the king. He led her to a room that was full of straw, gave her a spinning wheel, and said, "Now set to work and spin all night. If you haven't spun the straw into gold by dawn, you shall die." The poor girl protested in vain. The door was locked and she was left alone. She sat down and began to cry as she had no way of turning the straw into gold. Suddenly the door opened and a strange little man stepped into the room. "Good day to you, young lass," the man said. "What are you weeping for?" The miller's daughter replied, "I must spin this straw into gold, and I do not know how." "What would you give me to do it for you?" asked the strange little man. "My necklace," replied the girl. The little man took the necklace and sat down at the spinning wheel. Whir, whir went the wheel as the little man sat and spun. He whistled and sang as he worked. Round about, lo and behold, rill away, straw into gold. Soon the work was done, and all the straw was spun into gold. When the king came in the next morning, he saw the pile of gold, and he was astonished and pleased. However, his greed for gold grew stronger. He put the miller's daughter in a room with a larger pile of straw and told her that if she valued her life, she must spin it all into gold by the next morning. Once again, the miller's daughter sat down and burst in tears. But then, as before, the door opened and in walked the strange little man. "What will you give me if I complete your task?" he asked the miller's daughter. "The ring on my finger," answered the girl. The little man took the ring and sat down at the spinning wheel. Whir, whir went the wheel again. The little man sat and spun, whistling and singing as he worked. Round about, lo and behold, rill away, straw into gold. Before morning, the little man had finished all the straw and was spun into gold. The king came in the next morning and was even more pleased with the pile of gold. However, his greed was not satisfied. He took the miller's daughter into a room with an even larger pile of straw and said, "All this must be spun tonight. If it is, you shall become my queen." As soon as the little girl was alone, the little man came in and asked, "What will you give me if I spin for you a third time?" "I have nothing left to give," she replied. "Then promise you'll give me your first child when you are queen," said the strange little man. "That may never come pass," thought the girl, "but if I do not promise, I have no way of finishing this task." So she promised the little man her firstborn child, and he set about spinning the straw into gold. He span away and sang, round about, lo and behold, rill away, straw into gold." When the king came in the next morning, he was delighted with the pile of gold. Straight away, he married the miller's daughter, and she became queen. When her first child was born, the queen was very happy. She had forgotten the little man and her promise. Then one day, while she was sitting playing with the baby, the little man walked into the room and reminded her of her promise. She sobbed and cried, begging him to free her from the promise. She offered him all the treasures in the kingdom, but the little man refused. Finally, her tears softened his heart, and he said, "I will give you 3 days. If you can guess my name during that time, you can keep the child." The queen lay awake all night trying to think what his name could be. She sent out messengers all over the land to find any names they could. The next day, the little man returned, and she began with all the names she could think of: Melchior, Balthazar, Benjamin, Jeremiah, and more. To all of them he replied, "That is not my name." On the second day, she sent servants out to gather all the names in the neighborhood and had a long list of unusual and comic names: Bandy-legs, Crookshanks, Hunchback, and more. Still he replied, "That is not my name." On the third day, as the queen was starting to despair, one of the messengers came back. He told the queen, "I traveled for 2 days without hearing any new names. But yesterday, as I was climbing a high hill in the forest, I saw a little hut. Before the hut was a fire, and around the fire was a strange little man was dancing and singing. Today I brew, tomorrow I bake, and the royal child I'll take. Little does my lady dream that Rumpelstiltskin is my name." The queen jumped for joy when she heard this. When the little man came in, she asked him, "Is your name Conrad?" "That is not my name." "Is your name Lincoln?" "That is not my name." "Is your name Rumpelstiltskin?" "Some witch or devil has told you that." The little man screamed angrily. He stamped his foot so hard that he fell through the floor up to his waist and was forced to use both hands to pull himself out. Then the strange little man ran out of the room, leaving the child with the queen, and was never seen or heard of again. The end. I hope you enjoy listening to this story, Rumpelstiltskin. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon!